So today we're gonna look at the fine-tuning argument for God. Basically, the argument is that, well, if we look at the probability that such a universe would come into existence, which is so fine-tuned for life, it's likely to say that this has some intelligence behind it, some intelligent designer. So let's take a look at, well, all the things that happened and, well, what the fine-tuning argument is basically based upon. So first of all, the universe came into existence. I mean, what's the probability of that? Who knows? I mean, we don't really have a knowledge of what's the likelihood for the universe coming into existence even is. It could be low, it could be high. But that's not the only thing. Then we got a universe which happens to have planets and solar systems. Now that's pretty unlikely. I mean, all of these things, just coming into existence, okay? I mean, but it could happen. And then it's like, okay, but all of this came out of like hydrogen. Well, like at first there's hydrogen and then somehow we get so many other elements from hydrogen. I mean, okay, that's pretty unlikely. But it's still possible, of course. And then we're like, okay, gravity is how it is. The nuclear forces and the cosmic forces and everything, it seems to be perfect, that they happen to just be perfect for this thing to come into existence and for us to even have any of this. It's like, oh, well, once again, it's pretty unlikely that something like that would happen without intelligent design, but it's possible. And then we can take a look at, well, okay, we got these planet solar systems and everything, but you know what? It happens to be that there is a planet that is actually suitable for life. That's a pretty low possibility. So, we're kind of winning lottery tickets one after another, but hey, it's a possibility, right? Coincidences happen. So, this planet called Earth, it's perfectly fine too, that you can have life on this planet. Yeah, it's possibility, right? No intelligent design behind that, right? Yeah. And then you look at like, well, okay, the universe is 13.7 billion years old, and the Earth is, 4.5 billion years old. So basically, in 1/3 of all time that has existed, not a single asteroid hit the Earth and destroyed it completely. No, sun exploded. No stars, formed right into it, or some other cosmic event. No black holes devoured it. No, nothing. Like, okay, 1/3 of all time that has ever existed, and nothing happened to this planet called Earth. Okay, it's pretty unlikely. Like, we got pretty lucky, like one after another, with the universe existing, then all the gravitational forces and, well, nuclear forces, all the laws of physics and science and everything just being perfect. And then we got all these planets and we got all these elements out of hydrogen, and now we have this planet called Earth, which just came into existence, which is somehow perfectly suitable for life to come into existence on it. And all of that happens, and nothing happens to happen to this Earth. It doesn't get destroyed in any way, even though there's like 100 real ways it could be destroyed, with some star exploding, black holes, asteroids, all kinds of things, and nothing happens for 4.5 billion years. Just coincidence. Souls, trust me, bro. Like, it's starting to really make you think. Maybe all of this is not really just coincidence. Maybe there is a fine-tuning designer. A designer which is intelligent and made it to be like this, the probabilities are kind of stacking. This is like winning lottery ticket 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. It's pretty unlikely. But hey, we're not done yet. You think we're done? We're not done yet. We're going even further. We're going even deeper in this rabbit hole. So we got all these cosmic events that happen to perfectly be so that there could be life on Earth. Yeah, that's pretty unlikely. But that's not all, you know. Then we got life on Earth, actual life. Not just that there's possibility that life could come into existence on Earth, but it actually comes into existence somehow. Some single-celled organism just comes into existence. Yo, bro, you know, better you atheist better be buying some lottery tickets with this amount of luck, yo. Atheist, come on. And you know, then you're like, okay, you know, this is all pretty unlikely, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We got even more. So the single-celled organism just happens to, with pure luck, through random mutations, through genetic drift, which is completely random, just happens to evolve into a conscious being, an intelligent enough being to even understand the universe in the degree that we understand, and to be even able to have this conversation. That's pure coincidence, bro. Trust me, bro. All of this coincidence, you know. Like, are you already writing up your lottery tickets? You know, like, I can't even win a coin flip. When I go flip a coin, it doesn't even land on the one I guess. That's 50-50. But somehow we get this lucky with everything. You know, coincidence? I think not. I mean, think about it. You take a bucket full of coins, and you throw it out the window, and all the coins, every single one of them, lands not on heads, not on tails, but on the rim. Yeah, are you gonna bet on that? Because that's basically what we're dealing with here. We're actually dealing with something a lot more unlikely than that. So, yeah, I mean, like, coincidence? So, it just happened, bro. Trust me, bro, it just happened. Like, no. But you think we're done? You think we're done with the examples of the absolute fine-tuning? And you think we're done with the probabilities? No, we're not done yet. We're going even deeper. You know, like we just talked about. We happen to evolve to be just this way out of pure coincidence, sheer luck, random mutations. And you know, the funny thing is, these random mutations, there's a high likelihood of something negative. Or the likelihood of something negative is a lot higher than the likelihood of something positive. If you think about the genome, I mean, there's a lot of mutations that are completely neutral and do basically nothing, but there's a lot more mutations that are non-beneficial than there are ones that are beneficial. And so all of these mutations happened keep in mind, all of these random mutations just happen to lead us to this point without being controlled by any intelligent entity at all. When every generation that you have any kind of good mutation, the likelihood is that the very next generation would have something equally bad. So when you have any kind of, progress, it's very likely that the very next generation you have a mutation that is equally bad, if not worse. Yet somehow, evolution, you have this almost linear progress. From single-celled organisms to, we got these ultra-complex, intelligent and conscious creatures out here called humans. Coincidence, bro. The atheist be saying, bro, souls, trust me, bro. It's just coincidence, trust me, bro. Like, bro, all of this, from all the cosmic events and the coming into existence and the gravity and the planets and everything and all of this. And then we look at through this evolutionary process, while we're getting super lucky with all these mutations, not a single supervolcano explodes that destroys all life on Earth. Not a single asteroid or meteorite or anything hits us that destroys all life on Earth. Not a single disease comes into existence that destroys all life on Earth. Not a single apocalyptic event happens in like billions of years of evolution, or at least millions. And it's like all of these probabilities together. And bro, you tell me this is coincidence? Coincidence? Like, trust me, bro? Like, no. Like, clearly there is some intelligent design. Like, the probability of this just coming into existence magically is so low. It's so low that like, I cannot put a number on it because I don't have the numbers. But I don't think anyone can put a number on this. Like, it's so low that, well, you literally probably trying to say the number out loud would last more than a lifetime. Like, you could try to go through the number and try to say the number out loud. Like, it's 1 in 10, you know, something, and you wouldn't be even able to finish the number. You know, you wouldn't be able to finish saying the number before you die. Because it's so huge. And all of this sheer coincidence, trust me, bro. Like, no. Clearly this world has been intelligently designed. Clearly all of these probabilities didn't just happen. You know, like, clearly there is some intelligent design behind the universe that we can see. This doesn't happen on accident. All of these things, like, this is not one thing that is unlikely. This is about 1 million things that are all extremely unlikely, all happening to, with some magic and coincidence, go exactly so that we would be here. That's what atheists are saying. I'm like, well, you know, what's some counters to this? What's some counter arguments to, you know, all of this? Like, this is so unlikely that it would be ridiculous to say that there is no God. But what's the counter arguments that the atheists have? So basically, the first thing, which even I as an atheist used to use, is say that, well, we can only observe this because we are here. Literally, that's the argument. Well, yeah, but we wouldn't be able to see the other worlds where it didn't happen. Yeah, like, that's a cop-out. And I used to use that. I used to use the cop-out of saying, well, we can only observe it because we are here. And so we cannot observe if it didn't happen. Like, that's a cop-out. That doesn't actually in any way deal with the probability and the unlikeliness of this event. You're just basically saying, well, we are here, so the unlikely thing, which suits my worldview, happened. Like, that's literally it. Like, it's just a cop-out. That's the first counter-argument. Basically, it's just, well, the unlikely thing happened because we're here. Trust me, bro. That's literally the argument. Well, what's the second counter-argument that atheists come up with? Well, multiverse. Yep, all of these unlikely things, you know, happen because of the multiverse. You know, we have so many universes that it's just likely that at least one of them has this. Yep. And then, like, well, can you give me any evidence of the multiverse? A little. Souls? Trust me, bro. There's a multiverse. Trust me, bro. Like, no. Like, once again, like, okay, maybe this makes sense if you can give me evidence of the multiverse. But if you cannot give me evidence of the multiverse, then I'm just gonna say you're making stuff up, which you are. And so, well, so far, the two of the atheist counter-arguments have been just, trust me, bro. So what's the third one? What's the third counter-argument that atheists have to the fine-tuning argument? And just saying that all of these, like we talked about, like 10 different like things that happen to go perfectly correctly for us to exist. And what's the third counter-argument? What if life had to exist? What if life had to exist? That's your counter-argument? Yeah, but what if it just had to happen? Why? Why did it had to happen? Especially if there's no creator which created us and which wanted to create us, then it would make sense that we're here and we had to happen. It would make sense that we had to happen if a creator created us and wanted to create us, because then he would do his will and create us. But like, out of a pure cosmic accident. How, like, where do you say that what if life had to exist? Like, what's your evidence for that? That life had to exist? It clearly doesn't have to exist on Mars. I don't see the Martians. So, like, what do you mean life had to exist? What? Like once again, this is some. Trust me, bro. Like, so far, atheists' arguments against the fine-tuning argument, which is a probabilistic argument against the naturalistic worldview, basically saying that all of these millions of probabilistic events shouldn't go like this perfectly for us to exist. And then the counter-arguments of atheists is like, trust me, bro, it just happened. I don't know, man. Like, I think fine-tuning argument, I used to consider it one of the worst arguments when I was an atheist. But now that I actually given it more thought, now that I've actually looked into it, like with a bit of brain power, only like 2% brain power, even then I'm like, you know what, this fine-tuning argument kind of makes sense. Like all of these probabilistic things just happen to happen, pure coincidence, trust me, bro. Like, no, clearly there is intelligent design behind the universe. I mean, all of these probabilistic things to just happen, like, that's just, like, saying that is so ridiculous. That, well, if you cannot give me some absolutely convincing evidence that this happened to happen through coincidence, then I'm just not gonna buy it. I mean, that's like me walking into a room and you saying that, hey, there's this deck of cards, and you know what, then you list out all the, you know, cards in a specific order, which is completely seems random, and then you happen to get the entire deck of cards correct. You happen to get the entire deck of cards, just guessing one by one what the top card was correct, with sheer coincidence. Like that, and you think I'm gonna believe that that was sheer coincidence, and you didn't just look at the deck of cards and memorize it before? Like, you really believe that all of this is sheer coincidence? Well, anyway, this is very long, but basically the fine-tuning argument has actually been proven to be pretty damn effective, and I have not heard a single good counter to it. And well, thanks for watching, and have a great day.